Hi, everyone, and welcome to Eternal Life Counseling. I am very inspired to record a video today on feeling safe in the body. So often, every time any of us have experienced a difficulty in life, a trauma, especially when we didn't have the capacity to really be present with our experience and really bring forth conscious awareness to the present moment of the unfolding experience. That experience becomes part of our unconsciousness. And our unconsciousness gets stored within the body. And so, oftentimes, if we are dealing with trauma, if we are dealing with unprocessed events from our past, we so often feel a sense of unsafety within the body. So, this can be experienced through triggers that really activate the amygdala, which is our emotional center in the brain, that activate our fight, flight, freeze, or fawn responses that really activate our sympathetic nervous system that floods our body with cortisol, that brings us on edge, and we feel really unsettled. And so, how do we move from this space of activated nervous system, activated sympathetic nervous system that's on high alert, that's feeling on edge, that feels a sense of unsafety because the entire body is preparing to go into fight, flight, freeze, or fawn responses? How do we regulate ourselves enough so that we can stay within our window of tolerance? And this is something that we use in psychotherapy. As a trauma informed therapist, we always want to ensure that anybody we're working with is within a window of tolerance. And so, what this means is that the individual is able to tolerate the level of activation within the body, within the nervous system, so that past events or traumas can be processed and reintegrated into the wholeness of the being. When we are talking about nervous system regulation and feeling safe in the body, there's a couple of ways that we can go about this. So the first way is to really work with somebody, is to work with a therapist that is trauma informed, that can attune to and track the client's nervous system. This is really, really important because an attuned therapist will be able to co-regulate with you and will be able to tell anytime you are going into the red zone of the window of tolerance, meaning that there's just too much activation within the body and the potential for disassociation is heightened. And so we never want to go into this space. We always want to make sure that there is a foundation of safety in the body. So we do this by working with an attuned therapist that can help co-regulate your system. So anytime we are in connection with somebody else, we are so energetically attuned to the other person if we're in a space of presence. So, for example, every time I work with my clients, I'm really able to feel into where they are emotionally, how their nervous system is doing, and where their presence is. Is their presence in the here and now? Is their presence somewhere else or checked out? And so having an attuned therapist can be helpful because they can guide you back to the present moment in a safe way, back into the body, and co regulate with you. Because if the therapist is grounded within their own self, and if the therapist is in their sympathetic or parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for a sense of calm and safety and relaxation, that can influence the therapeutic space to create a sense of safety, which translates to the body feeling safe. The other way that you can really invite safety into your body, into your experience, is by learning grounding techniques. So, this takes practice and inviting safety in the body, especially after feeling unsafe for such a long time, or whatever the amount of time that it is. Um, it will take practice to learn your window of tolerance, to learn when you're becoming activated in the nervous system, to learn when you're actually feeling unsafe, because oftentimes there isn't even an awareness of this. Oftentimes there's such a split between the mind and the body that individuals aren't even able to really have a conscious sense of being disconnected from the body. And so we do this through mindfulness practices, through grounding, and a simple grounding exercise when you're noticing that you're activated and you want to jump out of the body and you want to distract yourself, or whatever the case may be, whatever the pattern is there, to regain a sense of safety. We can ground first and foremost, and this tends to be the easiest and most accessible for anyone doing this work, is to really look around your space. So look around the room and name 5 things that you see. So, for example, I see my perfume bottle, I see a plant, I see my ring light, I see my computer, I see my purse. And so, when we name 5 things within our immediate environment, this grounds us into the present moment. It brings us here and now, and this brings about a sense of safety. And the more that we practice this, the more that we can anchor into the present moment, the more safe that we can feel. Because oftentimes when we don't feel safe, it's because there's an activation, there is a trigger, there is a trauma that is bubbling up to the surface. And it makes our brain think that we're in actual danger, even though there isn't a danger around us. So, grounding into the present moment, naming 5 things in your immediate environment can really help to bring a sense of regulation and a sense of safety within the body. Another thing that I use all the time in my sessions is a constant reminder, especially when I'm noticing that my client is being really activated or triggered, or their nervous system is becoming shaky or unstable, is I'll remind them to feel both feet on the ground. So you can even do this now. You can take a moment to really drop your conscious awareness down through the body, all the way to the bottoms of your feet, and feel the ground beneath. Feel the sensations in your feet. You can even take a moment to wiggle your toes and really focus on the bottoms of the feet and your connection to the earth underneath. We also do this by bringing attention to our sitting bones or to any place that the body is making contact with the earth or the chair or the armrest or whatever it may be. So we're drawing our attention to the present moment once again, using our body as the anchor point. And another one that I'm constantly using and guiding clients towards is just taking really deep breaths. So, filling the entirety of your lung space on the in breath, sighing it out the mouth, and doing that a few times, breathing all the way deep into your belly, letting it go. And one more time, deep breath in. So every time that we take a really deep breath in, long, deep breaths activate our parasympathetic nervous system. Like I said, that is responsible for our sense of relaxation, for our sense of safety, bringing us into the here and now and signaling to our mind body that we're actually safe. And so these three ways are easy prompts to follow anytime that you're feeling unsafe, that you're feeling triggered, that you're feeling overwhelmed or really stimulated in the nervous system. Naming 5 things that are present around you, grounding down through your feet, feeling your feet on the ground, your sitting bones on the chair, any point of contact your body is making with the earth, and taking deep, full body breaths. We want to make sure that we're breathing all the way into the belly, expanding our entire lung capacity and signaling to our body that it is safe, that we are safe, we are here, and we are now without any immediate dangers. The more that we practice this, the easier it becomes. And if we introduce a mindfulness practice, this will automatically help to ground in the present moment and to feel a sense of safety within the body. Even if you just take 5 minutes a day, within 8 weeks, you'll notice a very big difference in your experience. You'll be able to be more present. You'll be able to breathe through any triggers that are arising, and you'll be able to stay with the discomfort of bodily sensations in the form of emotions, in the form of any kind of discomfort that is signaling to your brain it's not safe to be here. And so, why do we want to bring safety within our body? Why do we want to train ourselves how to feel safe within our bodies? Is because this is where we can access our moment to moment sensations, our moment to moment emotions, and anything else that is arising for us. And this is so important because this way we get to integrate all of our experiences in the now instead of them being swept into the unconsciousness and creating life circumstances that are unwanted or unpleasant. And like I said, you can refer back to my video that speaks to why feeling our emotions is so important. Okay, so I really wanted to share this today. 3 ways that you can begin feeling safe in your body right here and right now, and teaching yourself how to breathe through any challenges, any uncomfortable circumstances, any triggers, and creating that space in between the trigger and your reaction, which actually gets to turn into a response instead of a reaction. So breathe deeply, stay present, stay connected to your experience, to your breath, to your body, because you deserve to live a life of consciousness, to live a life that is full of conscious awareness, where you can really be present in each moment and receive the beauty of life through your attention and through your intention. Okay, I'm sending so many prayers and blessings and so much love.